Good morning, everyone. On behalf of our board of directors and on behalf of myself, I welcome you all members to the 7th annual general meeting of the company. The Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI have allowed companies to conduct their annual general meetings through VC or OAVM on or before September 30th, 24, without the physical presence of the members at the common venue. In compliance with the directions of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI, we have made all efforts to enable our members to participate and vote on the business items being considered in this AGM. Let me now begin the meeting. I'll start by introducing our directors and other company officials present through this VC and OAVM. So I am Ravi Pandit, Chairman of the Board. I am joining from our office in Pune, KPIT office in Pune. Bhavna Doshi, Independent Director, Chairperson of the Audit Committee. Bhavna, over to you. Bhavna, you are on mute, I think.
Good morning, all. I'm Bhavna Doshi, and I'm attending this meeting from Pune.
Thank you, Bhavna. Anant Talalikar, Independent Director and Chairman of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee and the CSR Committee. Anant?
Good morning, all. I am Anant Talalikar, attending this meeting from my residence in Pune. Thank you.
Thank you, Anant. Mr. BVR Subbu, Independent Director and Chairman of the Stakeholders Relationship Committee. Subbu?
Good morning, all. This is BVR Subbu attending this meeting from Chandigarh.
Thank you, Subbu. Professor Alberto Sangiovanni Vincentelli, Independent Director. Alberto?
Hello all, I am attending the meeting from Italy in my residence.
Thank you. Srinath Bhatni, Independent Director. Srinath?
Good morning, everyone. I'm attending this meeting from my residence in Bangalore.
Thanks, Srinath. Mr. Kishore Patil, CEO and Managing Director.
Good morning, all. I'm attending this meeting from KPIT office in Pune.
Yeah, thanks, Kishore. Sachin Tikekar, President and Joint Managing Director.
Good morning. This is Sachin Tikekar. I'm attending this meeting from my residence in Pune.
Thanks, Sachin. Anup Sable, Whole-Time Director.
Good morning, everybody. This is Anup Sable here, attending this meeting from KPIT office in Pune.
Thanks, Anup. Chinmay Pandit, Whole-Time Director.
Hello, everybody. This is Chinmay Pandit. I'm attending the meeting from my residence in Ann Arbor, Michigan, USA.
Thank you, Chinmay. Due to difference in time zone, our Independent Director, Professor Rajiv Lal, who resides in Boston, has expressed his inability to attend this AGM, and I trust you will excuse him for that. I have with me company official Priyamada Hardikar, CFO, and Nida Deshpande, Company Secretary, present at the meeting along with me, along with Mr. Swapnil Dakshindas, Partner, BSR & Company LLP, our statutory auditors, Ms. Snehal Kulkarni, Authorized Representative of Dr. K.R. Chandratre, Secretarial Auditor, Mr. Jaivan Bhave, Scrutinizer and Proprietor of JB Bhave & Company. Since the requisite quorum is present, I declare that the meeting is in order. I now request Nida Deshpande, our Company Secretary, to inform all of us about the statutory requirement relating to this AGM. Nida?
Thank you, Chairman, sir. The Register of Directors, KMP, Register of Contract, Auditor's Report, Secretarial Auditor's Report, document as referred to the notice of AGM are available for inspection electronically during the meeting. Certificate from Dr. K.R. Chandratre, Secretary Auditor of the company, certifying that various ESOP scheme of the companies are being implemented in accordance to SEBI, Share-Based Employee Benefits and Sweet Equity Regulation 2021, as amended from time to time, is also available for inspection during the meeting. According to Companies Act 2013, the SEBI Listing Obligation and Disclosure Requirements, Regulation 2015, the company has to provide electronic voting facility to its members for all the item of business to be transacted at the AGM. Accordingly, company has provided its members holding share as on cutoff date, that is August 20, 2024, to facility to exercise their vote through electronic voting service platform, remote e-voting and e-voting during the AGM provided by NSDL. The remote e-voting period commenced on Thursday, August 2024 at 9 a.m. IST and ended on Monday, August 26, 2024, 5 p.m. IST. The facility for e-voting during the AGM is provided to the members who are present through VCOEVM and has not cast their vote by remote e-voting. Since this meeting is being held through VCOEVM, pursuant to MCA and SEBI circular, physical attendance of member has been dispensed with. Accordingly, facility for appointment of proxies by members is also not available for the AGM. Now I request Chairman Sir to conduct the further proceeding of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. So, before taking up the resolutions and other statutory agenda, my colleague, Mr. Kishore Patil, and I would like to make a presentation to you about the present and the future of the company. May I now request the moderator to put up today's presentation for the benefit of our members. So this is the presentation for our 7th annual general meeting. Although this is the, next please. Although this is the 7th annual general meeting of the company, next slide please. We have actually completed 5 full years of working. And therefore, in this presentation, we are going to take a quick view of the last 5 years and then talk about the current as well as the future. Next slide, please. So this presentation is broken to 3 components. One is the 5-year journey. Then secondly, our current vision mission of being a trusted partner. And the last one talks about the financials, which include FY24 performance, FY25 outlook, and some view on the medium-term outlook. I'm going to take you through the first part of the agenda, and my colleague Kishore Patil will take you through the second and the third part of the agenda. Next slide, please. So all of you shareholders know that 5 years ago, we made actually a bold call to focus only on the mobility industry. You know, at that time, we were working across multiple industries, multiple service lines, and to say it graphically, we were like a mile wide and an inch deep. And we took a call 5 years ago that we will focus only on the mobility industry and to become, so to say, inch wide and a mile deep. And therefore, we had this demerger in 2019. We demerged a small part of our engineering business into a new company, and the new KPIT was born. We embarked on a journey to become #1 globally in software for mobility. We came up with a new vision for reimagining mobility with you for the creation of a cleaner, smarter, and safer world, and with a new mission to become the leading software integration partner in the mobility industry. A company which understands mobility industry better than any other IT industry, and a company which understands software better than any company in the mobility industry. That is what we began the journey with. Next slide, please. And it was at that time a tough call, but today we are proud and grateful for the results that are there. And in this table, we are giving a summary of the results. On the left, you will find that we are now recognized as the best in our niche. And I must tell you, for the 13,000 people that we have in the company, this is an extremely satisfying thing that we are being recognized as the best in the field. We work with almost all the global mobility leaders whom we consider as our trusted partners, but more importantly, they also consider us as our trusted partners. And we develop cutting-edge solutions. Now, this has made a difference to our financials as well as to the strength. So our annual revenue, which was about $600 million before the demerger, came down to $270 million just after the demerger, but it has now come back to $660 on an annualized basis. Our EBITDA margins from 13.5% have now gone to 20%. Our number of employees have now gone back to the level which we were earlier, from 13,500 to 6,600, now almost 13,000 again. The market cap has gone up tenfold, and I'm sure as fellow shareholders, you will appreciate this. It has gone from 600 million to about 6 billion. Our dividend per share has gone up from 75 paise to a share to 6 rupees 70 paise, subject to the approval that we are looking forward from you. Next slide, please. So these last 5 years have been very important in our journey. And how do we look at that? So we see there are trusted relationships with a lot of global OEMs for 17 years or more. We have now successfully established a global delivery model which delivers fault-free, good quality software to our customers. We always recognize that our clients, the OEMs, run machines which are more than a ton in weight, which drive at more than 100 kilometers an hour on a road where there are other human beings present. So what we deliver has to be absolutely bulletproof. That's what we deliver through our global delivery model. We are committed to revenue growth and profit growth, and we have seen that, and I have shown that to you just now. Then practice leadership in every area in which work, which is like software-driven vehicles, defined vehicles, middleware, powertrain, autonomous driving, connected vehicles, and a whole bunch of others. We are really focusing on becoming global leaders in terms of the core or the knowledge of the practice. We have now a passionate team, and this team is really strongly focused on the automotive industry, and we call them auto believers, and now our attrition rate is really in single digit. And finally, we have global deliveries centers at India, in Munich, in Spain, in Tunisia, in Detroit, China, Bangkok, Japan, Egypt. So in effect, wherever there is any automotive industry's new development happening, your company operates from there. And our focused verticals continue to present an exciting technology-led growth for the years to come. Next slide, please. Over and beyond the work that we do inside our company and for our clients, we are also deeply committed to the environment in the world. And that commitment to the environment is reflected in almost every aspect of the work that we do. So it is connected with the practices, it is connected with people, it's connected with the technologies, and it's connected with partners. Our practices drive cleaner, smarter, and safer mobility. And the work that we do, whether it is in powertrain or autonomous driving or in connectivity, all of that is actually targeted to make our clients, the automotive industry, cleaner, smarter, and safer. And we are now focusing on every delivery that we make. How does it conform with this vision? Then, as far as our people are concerned, we are motivating them to take all actions to make the world cleaner, smarter, and safer, not only in terms of what they do inside the company premises, but also in their homes. Then, as far as the technology that we use, we are focused on green coding. How do we ensure that the coding is done in such a way that the energy consumption is the least? And finally, it's not a journey only for us, it's also a journey with our partners. So we collaborate with our partners who are large companies. We collaborate with them to bring sustainability, so that we can have an impact at a big scale. Next slide, please. And this is what we are doing through what we launch as Eco Voyage. And you will see glimpses of that in this in these slides. So we need a mascot. So our mascot is Voya, which is a red panda, which you can see in the northeastern part of India. I saw one recently. And so this talks about what we are doing, driving attention towards global warming through various installations, encouraging people to plant more trees because they absorb carbon, CO2 naturally. We have life expert stations to grow awareness of toxin-free lifestyle. And I must tell you that the young generation of our team members are extremely deeply interested in this, and they pick up the right practices very quickly. It's extremely fulfilling. It's extremely satisfying. Then we are boosting engagement through gamification of sustainable activities. Our team also gets involved in cleanup of rivers and forest, and we do a lot of work on biodiversity. So our focus is on all aspects which can make our working ecologically sensitive. Next slide, please. So we believe that small acts can make a huge impact. And so we have done major overhauls to our campus. to cut out the non-renewable energy dependency, to conserve water, to process waste and e-waste. We have launched, as you know, hydrogen fuel cell technology and sodium-ion battery technology, which are far better to the environment, and they are important pathways towards creating alternative mobility. The virtual validation, in which we are really focused, offers to reduce time and materials involved in hardware-based validation. So instead of using actual vehicles for doing any validation and waste the energy and material that goes into making them, we are really focused on doing validation virtually. And finally, XR-based virtual prototyping that reduces the CO2 emission in vehicle design. The CSR team, and we don't act alone, we work with our NGO partners. We have 25 odd NGO partners, as well as local communities and KPIT employees together do a lot of work on waste management, rural water security, green cover restoration, etc. And you can see the impact of that in numbers. Your company believes in quantifying everything because it's our conviction that whatever gets measured gets managed. So we have saved 1,600 gigajoules. We have saved over 500 metric tons of CO2. Waste generation reduced by more than 12 metric tons. 53,000 trees planted. And we not only just plant trees, but ensure that they sustain. 12 lakh liters water made, it's a reduction in wastewater, and 108 tons of e-waste collected and disposed of. Now, a lot of our team members are deeply engaged in this, and we count that too. So almost 4,700 employees engaged in more than 12,000 volunteering engagements hours, 8,500 engagements, and over 100,000 lives impacted. So this is what our team, your team, really contributes to making environment better. And we are committed to do more and more in this area over the years to come. Next slide, please. So I intended to give you a very broad picture of the last 5 years about where we are in terms of our business and in terms of our environmental commitment. Now, let's look at the detailed aspects and how we are operationalize these long-term sustainable business. And for that, I'm going to request my colleague, our CEO and Managing Director, Mr. Kishore Patil, to take us through the remaining slides. Kishore, over to you.
Thank you, Ravi. Good morning, all. I'm happy to take you through our journey as a trusted partner to the mobility industry during this year and beyond. Next slide, please. So overall, OEMs continue to invest in automotive software. Our business, if you really look at, the large part of our business today is a passenger vehicle. And we are also have certain business into trucks, and we are now exploring more on off-highway. So if you look at the passenger vehicle, which is a large part of our business, the spend in the engineering R&D, if you see that it is 7% per annum, going from 53 billion to 83 billion over next till 2030. So the overall spend continues strong, and especially the spend is more into new technology area where KPIT is focusing on. As we have mentioned in the earlier investor update and etc., because we intend to double down on our double down our business on the trucks, and the trucks itself now we believe will have a larger opportunities going forward. The spent area, as you can see, there also is growing by about 7% per annum. Has grown by 7% per annum in the last 4 years, and will continue to grow beyond. In addition to the 53 billion business or R&D spend, which passenger vehicles have, which will go to 83 billion. These two, trucks as well as the off-highway, will add another 30 to 35 billion R&D spend by 2030. So it gives us a good opportunity for us to leverage the investments we have made in the passenger vehicles and the trucks industry. Next, please. As you know, our vision is to reimagine mobility for a cleaner, smarter, safer world. In order to really execute on our vision, we have our mission statement, which is being the leading independent software and systems integration partner by knowing software better than any mobility company in the world and knowing mobility better than any software company in the world. And we intend to achieve, and that's what we have been doing, and we have refining this more and more as the years go. So we would like to do this through building and integrating innovative solutions through domain-specific practices. So two things are important. Innovation is important and deep domain knowledge is important as we are building the new offerings and practices. As Mr. Pandit mentioned about how critical these programs are for the industry. So achieving zero defect delivery is very important. Apart from just achieving a zero defect delivery, we are not talking about a certain quality standards, but we are talking about actually delivering a zero defect product or a software. We would like to really improve the overall experience to the client. And that's why we talked about now excellence at every touch point while we deliver zero defect delivery. We are arguably the largest company providing software to automotive and mobility industry. So it is important for us to create being the best place to grow for people. And we know that we will be always the net talent addition to the industry. Then the building trusted partnership with our T25 client is very important. These T25 clients have, out of these T25 clients, only 10 to 15 clients, actually, maybe less than 15 clients have fueled our growth till now. And we do believe that the rest of the 10 are now will also help us to accelerate our growth as we move forward. Focusing on sustainability in all aspects of the business. So when we really worked out our vision statement, one of the important part we looked at it, what our clients are looking for, what is their vision statement. And out of these 25 clients, majority, if not the most of them, have sustainability as a part of their vision. And not only because of that, but what is our passion itself. The sustainability is very, very important. And we want to take a 360 degree of the sustainability. Next slide, please. So we have 25 years plus experience in automotive software. It is very important for me to call it out because as this industry or the spend in this industry is going up, there are many companies we can see that entering into this domain. But what is this domain, as Mr. Pandit mentioned, it is not something which is, it is not like writing a software in a mobile, but it is something you write, you basically use in a vehicle or a mobility, which will last for at least 10, 12, 15 years. So it is very important to go back and see that it is more than 25 years that we have been working in this field, and both in passenger cars and mainly trucks. So we have more than 10 million vehicles on the road with KPIT software in it. So this means is the software, the whole software which was written by KPIT product, which we had done, that kind of a software like AutoSAR or a vehicle diagnostic, that software is actually in the running cars. This number is actually much beyond now, but very hard to keep a track of this. There are 700 plus production program experience. Now, this is most important for the clients because typically the OEMs, these production programs range over 3 to 4 years, and these cycles are coming down. But what is important is your software has to be rugged enough, and it has to be gone through the full integration cycle to make it dependable. And that's why having this experience makes a lot of difference. We have a 10 plus ecosystem partnership from chip to cloud. And then the many accelerators in terms of platform tools and accelerators to really provide the solutions in a timely way. So important for us is understanding the success factors of client program, the global presence, and aligned with the technology roadmap. So KPIT has focused only on the new technology areas which are very relevant to the OEMs. So we talk about autonomous, connected, right? We talked about virtual engineering, propulsion, of course, diagnostics, cloud, data, middleware, vehicle engineering, and this we keep on looking at every now and then. Almost every 6 months or 12 months, we really incubate new offerings and new practices. Like recently, we have started focusing on cybersecurity. So this is very important to us. And more importantly, as the new vehicles are moving towards the new production platform, or you can say centralized architecture, we have probably the largest number of SDV program across the globe, where we are playing a substantial part, while we engage with most of our clients on this program in some way or the other. Next slide, please. I talked about the quality and quality of zero defect delivery model. It is important that we call it as auto-grade software quality to meet the client's SOP requirement. So the way we are trying to do it is, first thing is about the culture. Inculcating the first time right mindset is very important for the quality. And that's what we are bringing, and we are measuring that, and we are reporting it within the different platforms. The second is about process rigor and effectiveness of implementation. As I mentioned, our focus is on process and output, which is the zero defect delivery. Then the quality assurance in terms of workflows, model, tools, and KPIs. And last but not the least is the automation. Now we want to really bring a significant productivity enhancement. And also the automation will help us in quality enhancement as well. And with the AI, this becomes a very, very important lever. Next slide, please. As I mentioned, we have probably arguably the largest automotive specialist globally. So we have association with national and international universities. More than 25 nationalities work with KPIT. There are more than 30% women employees. As Mr. Pandit mentioned, we have lowest in the industry attrition for many years. And we are building this best place to grow. The way we are trying to do is the skills are very, very important for us. The competency is very important. So, and as I said, these are very special skills. So we are building these skills in multiple ways. So first, we have these programs called Genesis, which helps us, for the people which come from university to get trained themselves. And then the collaboration between industry and academia we have built with multiple colleges, where we have a NOVA program, which we introduce even before they graduate. Then there is a continuous education initiative, and I must say that the KPIT Academy, as we call it now, has significant spend, budget, attention, and we do believe that this is going to be one of the most important area for us to really provide zero defect delivery to the client as well as the client satisfaction. So this is where we are really investing more and more. And here we have multiple partnerships and with the other platforms. Higher education initiative we have taken, like we have with the Coventry for a long time, MTech Automotive Software Engineering from Coventry University. Similarly, we have added recently the master's program with Kalinga Institute of Technology, then also with BITS Pilani, and etc. So we continue to increase these programs so that the people, when they come out of the college, they are well trained and well aligned with what we intend to do. Next slide, please. How are we creating this value for our client? We talked about the experience which we have across the domain and the client approach. We talked about the SDV investments, and this not only organic investments, but also in acquisitions, which we'll talk about in some time, and the ready platforms, tools, and accelerators. I think this whole part is very, very important for the client, and to achieve basically faster release of vehicles and features. because they want to, what they used to take 5 years, now they want to come out with 3 years. I understand their goal is to come new vehicles in 2 years. The co-innovation is very important to them. Because they believe that the partner has to deliver the innovation as well. Then the substantial cost saving, not only in the software cost, but overall vehicle part, which is very, very important to them as the competition has become very intense. And dependability is very important for them, as we talked about. Last but not the least, there are many regulatory compliances in different parts of the world. And as these OEMs are becoming global, this is very important. So this is what we deliver to the clients based on our experience in the industry. Next slide. Next slide, please. Mr. Pandit talked about this, but I just want to mention that we have a net zero goal by 2030. And the way what we have achieved or mastered as technique in the last few years is about really a very good execution mechanism. And the way we have done is as we talked about 360-degree, whether it is practices, how will we deal with the practices, and in every practice, how do we create the offerings which will really have a sustainability element and delivery to the client. The second is how the KPIT is involved in sustainability at work, at home. We talked about the zero coding, green coding, and partnerships, etc. But I think the point here is, for all this, we have created people who will be responsible, and these are their key deliverables during the year. So it is very important for us that this goes deeper, and this doesn't remain only a certain initiative, but it really is a part of our culture and is a part of our operations on day-to-day basis. Next slide, please. I do not want to spend too much time, but I must say that we have been in a position to really build a very strong competence on our own, and through acquisitions and through partnerships. So, fortunately, most of the acquisitions we have done are for technology excellence. So the acquisition we had Technica for the E architecture solutions, or PathPartner for lower level design solutions, or if you look at Sumit Solution for cloud diagnostics expertise. These are very, very important to really take our technology and competence to the next level. We recently formed a partnership with ZF, right? And we have been working on it to really build an industry standard. This is, again, a very, very innovative step to really make one of the first, actually the first in the industry, to create a really credible platform for the industry. And similarly, we have invested into Endream for the future cockpit, creating a future cockpit through gaming. So I think these are some of the key investments we have taken, and this has really helped us to create this differentiator and increase our competence. Next slide, please. I'll just quickly go through the financial performance. I'm sure you all are quite aware of it. Next slide, please. So our FY24 revenue growth 40.4% in reported terms and 39.1% in CC terms over 23. So 418 from 418 million to 587 million. This is probably the strongest growth we had in the history. And the EBITDA and PAT margin grew more than the revenue by 56%, or an EBIT margin moved from 16.3 to EBIT margin at 16.3%, 3% versus 14.5. EPS has grown from 14 to 21 in this year, so more than 50%. And the net cash flow has been always great and continue to be strong. So revenue breakup, if you look at it, I think one of the important part what we have is we have a balanced growth. We had a lot of growth from the Europe, followed by US, and Asia is growing very fast. And we believe that over the period, we'll find a very good balance between these three geography. I may also say that this is a bit sometimes misrepresentative because many of the clients are global and their businesses, even though, these OEMs come from a particular region, they do the business globally. Also, the area in which we work, actually, if you look at it, the software development integration accounts for 62% of the business. But in last few years, we have added middleware and operating system, and as well as cloud and etc. So almost 40% of the new offerings have come from the new initiatives which we have taken in last few years. I must say that this performance is not only one of the best in the industry in Indian market as compared to our competition, but also globally it is one of the best. Next slide, please. Our progress continue in the quarter 1 in a year which is, I must say, a lot of uncertainties in the globe. Our quarter 1 revenue continue by 24.8% year on year, and PAT improved 52.4% year on year. Of course, it includes one-time gain. If we take that out, it is 42.2% excluding one-time gain. EBITDA is 21.1%. And we have crossed 13,000 employees at the end of the quarter 1. Attrition continues to be in the single digit, and net cash is more than 1,000 crore. The DSO is one of the lowest at 46 days. Next slide. This very, very heartening to see this and the consistent performance for last 16 quarters, both on the revenue and EBITDA, continuous growth and improvement, and a great really execution by our team globally to achieve this. It is really, we are very proud of our team. I must say, again, I would reiterate that during this period, the world was very uncertain, and this is probably the best, one of the best performance globally across the industry and in tech world. Next slide. If you look at FY25 outlook, we have given an outlook of growth between 18 to 22% range and EBITDA margin of 20.5%. The practice and technology, we are focusing on more integrated practice offering and increasing some of the new offerings, as I said. AI adoption is one of the big focus for us. Delivery and operations, our focus is on automation and productivity. And for the people side, we are really focusing on how we can improve our competence to the next level, as well as how we can improve the leadership for the future. And we are investing quite heavily on leadership development programs. And of course, AI enablement across the company. We have launched a new ESOP scheme, and I think we are one of the very few companies who have the broad-based ESOP scheme still in progress. The strategic client, we continue to focus on our strategic client. As I mentioned, we are making it broad-based growth across T25 clients. And beyond that, we are investing into doubling down on commercial trucks, off-highway, as well as China market. China market has come out as a very strong market in the world. And we need to understand that both as a market and the second, the impact it will have on the rest of the world. So we are really taking initiative to do that. Last but not the least, the profitability. So this is where we are, and we are very, very excited about the future, and thank you for your support.
Thank you, Kishore. So let's proceed with the remaining part of this meeting. The notice, board's report, audited financial statements, and audited consolidated financial statements for the financial year 23-24 being already sent to you with your consent, I would take them as read. Since there are no qualifications, observations, or comments or other remarks on the financial transactions or matters which have any adverse effect on the functioning of the company mentioned in the auditor's report and the secretarial audit report, with your consent, I would also take these as read. Before opening the floor for questions and answers, I would like to give a quick overview of the resolutions to be proposed today. Resolution number 1 to 5 are ordinary resolutions. Resolution number 6 is a special resolution. I would now like to declare the floor open for the question answer session. I would like to add here that some of you have asked for hard copies of the annual reports, and those have been sent to those who have requested them. I might just add that the annual report is 550 pages thick, and I would really appreciate you not requesting for a printed copy. I think we can be kinder to the environment if you can use the soft copy rather than the hard copy. Now I declare the floor open for question answer session. The moderator will call out the names of the members who have registered themselves as speakers, and accordingly, speakers are requested to ask their questions and queries. We have a large number of speakers, so I'm going to urge you to take a time limit of not more than 2 minutes for your questions. And wherever we have got the questions, we are answering them here. Those we cannot give details for immediately, we will send you mails to that effect. But I want to assure you that my team will do everything to ensure that all your questions are duly addressed. So as I said, we have connected with the speakers for sharing their questions, queries, and comments before the meeting to enable us to address them effectively. All the questions will be taken up first, and I'll answer them all at the end. Moderator, please proceed with the question and answer session now. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. The first registered speaker shareholder has not yet joined this meeting. So inviting the second registered speaker shareholder, Mr. Dharmesh Kumar Singh. Sir, I request you to unmute yourself before you proceed with your queries.
Yes, Mr. Singh.
Good morning to all the members from the KPIT. Sir, my question is regarding the power sector. Is there any plan of your company for the renewable sector? There is a lot of scope with the pump storage and hydrogen energy, also solar energy front also. So I want to know about your contribution towards renewable energy and their development in terms of technological development, in terms of saving of power and all those scenarios, sir. Please elaborate some views of your company, sir.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Singh. I'll take care of it when I start giving answers. Yeah.
The next two registered speaker shareholders, speaker number 3 and speaker number 4, have not yet joined this meeting. So moving on with inviting the next registered speaker shareholder, inviting Ravindra Gulabrao Jadhav. Sir, I request you to unmute yourself before you proceed with your queries.
Hello.
Yes,
Hi,
am
sir.
I audible?
Yes, Mr. Jadhav, you are
Hello,
audible.
sir.
Hi.
हा सर, सर्वप्रथम मी स्वतः एक मराठी माणूस आहे, त्यामुळे सुरुवात मराठीतूनच करू इच्छितो. ऐकू येते आपल्याला? आय एम ऑडिबल, सर?
हो, येते. येस यू आर.
हो. ठीक आहे सर, ठीक आहे. सर्वप्रथम KPIT टेक्नॉलॉजीच्या रूपानं एका मराठी माणसानं अतिशय सुंदर कंपनीची सुरुवात केली अगदी 25 वर्षापूर्वी, आणि याच गोष्टीचा फार मोठा आनंद आहे सर. मी ऍज अ स्पीकर मला 2 प्रश्न फक्त विचारायचे आहेत. 2 क्वेश्चन्स आर देअर. First of all, I want to ask sir, why our KPIT stock is not split till date? And second one is, what are the challenges and opportunities in developing AI, means artificial intelligence, in automotive sector of our KPIT company, sir? Jai Hind, sir. Jai Maharashtra.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Speaker number 6 has not yet joined this meeting. So inviting speaker number 7, Manikonda Sivapanindra Reddy. I request you to unmute yourself before you proceed with your queries. Mr. Reddy, are you there?
We can't hear him.
Yes, sir. It appears we're experiencing a technical difficulty with Mr. Reddy. Shall we move on to the next registered speaker shareholder?
Yes, please. But give him an opportunity to come back again if that his problem is solved by that time, please.
Yes, sir, absolutely. The next 3 registered speaker shareholders are not yet present in the meeting. So moving on with inviting speaker shareholder number 11, Ms. Vasudha Vikas Dakwe. Ma'am, I request you to unmute yourself before you proceed with your queries.
Okay.
Hello. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Thank you. Respected Chairman, sir, Board of Directors, and my fellow shareholders, myself, Vasudha from Thane. I would like to congratulate our company secretary team for sending me the soft copy of the report and help me to join this meeting by sending the link in proper time. I would like to ask, what is our adverse effect of applying AI technology on our other employees? As it is adversely affect the 4 to 5 other employees. So what steps you have taken? Thank you very much and wish the company all the best for coming financial years and my best wishes for all the festivals, Ganpati, Dasara and Diwali. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Inviting speaker number 8, Mr. Anil Babubhai Mehta. Sir, I request you to unmute yourself before you proceed.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir, you're
Mr. Mehta,
audible.
you are.
Please proceed.
Thank you. Good morning. This is Anil Mehta attending this meeting from my residence, Kandivali, Mumbai. Sir, we have a few questions. The question number 1, with increase of globalization, what happened? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes,
sorry.
please go ahead.
Question number 1, with increase of globalization, what has the company done to increase the international breadth of knowledge and experience on the board? The second question, how does the management monitor intercompany transactions? Question 3, what are the principal objectives in the company's business plan for the next year, for the next 5 years? Next question, how does the company assess its liquidity and the availability of the funding sources for operations? And the last question, what is the company doing to improve the shareholders' relations? With this, we are supporting all the resolution and thanks to the secretarial department led by Nida and also Avdut for their cooperation and support in nature. And also thanks to the NSDL team for their wonderful services. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, Mr. Mehta. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Chairman sir, speaker number 7, the one with whom we had a technical difficulty, has just communicated to us that he won't be able to join. And so that was our last registered speaker shareholder for this meeting. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So let me answer these questions now. And as I mentioned, I think I'll be able to give a complete answers. But if there is anything more that you would like to know, our team, led here by Nida, will answer your questions more deeply. So, Mr. Dharmesh Singh, you talked about our potential work in the renewable energy sector. I'm glad that you share our concern for a cleaner and better world. If you were to look globally, the mobility industry contributes to something like 16 to 18% of the greenhouse gas emission. And if we were to focus on this industry, we can make a huge contribution to a better world. And we want to really stay focused on it and look at the renewable energy only to the extent to which it can contribute to a better mobility industry. And with that in mind, we have worked on the mobility industry, reducing its material spend, reducing its energy requirement because of the work that we do in powertrain, reducing the requirement on battery, because of the work that we have done on batteries, and finally on hydrogen, where we believe that is really the cleanest solution for any heavy-duty long-distance transportation. So we will contribute in that way. I don't think we want to go into a completely new sector, which is renewable energy, which can include, power companies, or which can include electricity boards, etc. That's not our focus. But with our focus on the mobility industry, we are certain that we can contribute a lot to renewable energy as such. The second question is by Mr. Jadhav, and he has asked about the stock split. We will definitely consider that in the course of our work. And, I assure you that that is something that we will look at. We believe that the automotive sector is going to grow a lot. As my colleague Kishore has mentioned, there is a lot of growth possible in this area. We want to focus on that. This sector, I like to say that the mobility industry is changing more now than it had changed in the last 100 years. So this industry is going to be cleaner. This is going to be smarter. This is going to be safer. And all of that, almost all of that, will be driven by software. And our company will continue to contribute through our knowledge of software. So we do believe that there is a lot of work that we can do in the automotive industry. As Mr. Kishore Patil has mentioned in his presentation, we are now looking beyond the vehicles, passenger car vehicles. We will do trucks. We will do off-highway vehicles. And these three put together can be a substantial chunk. We see a lot of headroom for growth in these areas. Mrs. Dakwe talked about AI's adverse impact. Like any new technology, I think it shuts out some opportunities and it creates some new opportunities. We believe that with AI, we can grow substantially because all the 3D work, there is this 3D called anything which is dangerous, which is drudgerous, and which is which can keep you away from that, is going to be handled by machines. And so, if you are doing programming, but the programming can be more easily done by a computer, why not do it? So, so we would definitely want to use AI. We are 100% sure that it will not reduce the scope of the work because things that we could not do earlier, not just as KPIT, but also as humanity, that we could not do earlier, we can now do because of AI. So we would not look at it as an adverse impact. We will look at it as something which will be better. We believe that, as they say, if God closes one door, it opens other doors. We believe that a lot more jobs will be created in the world of environment, although some of the routine jobs will go away because of AI. Mr. Mehta, you have asked a few questions, and let me deal with all of them. So you talked about the international breadth of knowledge. See, as you would know, we have almost every board member has global exposure. We have Mr. Alberto, who is actually one of the founders of, he's the founder of two of the largest companies in the world in the area of electronic design automation. Mr. Anand Talwalkar has worked abroad. Mr. Rajiv Lal is a professor at the Harvard Business School. Mr. Subbu has worked abroad. Bhavna Doshi has worked on the International Accounting Standards Board. So we have really, every one of us is really very deeply exposed to the international working. And we continue to draw on the advice of our board members. We also have advisors who could not come on the board for a variety of reasons. We have advisors who take care of who ensure that we get a much broader view of the world. We invite such advisors to deliver talks to our board and to our senior members. So we are extremely cognizant about what is happening internationally. As you know, almost 97-98% of our income also comes from abroad. So we are very deeply tuned with what is happening internationally. So we are really focused on that. Your second question was, how do we monitor intercompany transactions? Almost all the, when you say intercompany, I think you're talking about connected companies. Almost all the companies that we deal with are 100% subsidiaries of KPIT. So many of our transactions are of that type. The transactions with shareholders or third party are arm's length transaction. And in all these transactions, we follow the highest standards of governance. Then the next one is that you have talked about the principal objectives in the company's business plan for the next 5 years. Kishore has made the presentation on that. I trust that would have addressed your questions. And we have talked about what is going to be our playground, what is our potential for growth in that area. And that's what I trust your question is about. How does the company assess its liquidity and availability of funding sources for operations? Here again, Kishore's presentation talked about it. I'm sure you would be happy to see the cash on our balance sheet. We need that cash for our growth, and we are extremely conscious. As Kishore's presentation mentioned, we have amongst the lowest debt coverage ratio, the debt recovery. Our DSOs, how many days of receivables are outstanding are amongst the lowest in the world, in the industry. What is company doing to improve shareholders' relationships? We are doing a lot, but we'll be most open to any questions or suggestions that you may have in this regard. So, and thank you for asking these questions. So I think we have now taken up all the questions, and I trust you have the proper answers for them. And as I said, our team will be more than happy to give you any further answers that you might need. Now that this question answer session is over, I would like to turn to the statutory agenda. Since the AGM notice has already been sent to the members, I'll now take up the resolutions set out in the notice. Resolution number 1 is to receive, consider, and adopt the audited financial statements as of 31st March 2024, along with auditors' reports and the board's report. Resolution number 2 is to receive and consider and adopt the audited consolidated financial statements as of March 31st, taken together with the auditor's report. The third one is to declare dividend for the financial year ending 31st March 2024. And the fourth one is to appoint a director in place of Mr. Sachin Tikekar, who retires by rotation and being eligible offers himself for reappointment. Now, since I am interested in resolution number 5 and 6, I would now like to request the chairman of our nominations and remuneration committee, Mr. Anant Talaulikar, to take up the next 2 resolutions. Anant, over to you. Anant, you are on mute.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Ravi. Dear friends, it gives me great happiness to propose this important resolution. Mr. Pandit's background and the need for him to continue in his current capacity on the KPIT board was amply clarified in the notice of this AGM, which you have with you. And in my role as the NRC chairman, I would like to say a few words about Mr. Pandit before taking up this resolution. As you know, over the last 30 plus years now, it is under Mr. Pandit's extremely effective and inspiring leadership that KPIT has emerged as a premier and globally respected institution in mobility. His commitment to the highest standards of governance, his knowledge, especially in the field of technology, business management, as well as ecology, His stature in society as an influencer of policy and social welfare, and his unlimited and infectious energy is vital for the continued innovation, progress, and evolution of this company on an ongoing basis. Therefore, I will now take up resolution number 5 and 6 set out in the notice as below. Resolution number 5, to appoint a director in place of Mr. S.B. Ravi Pandit, who retires by rotation and being eligible offers himself for reappointment. Resolution number 6, to approve the continuation of Mr. S.B. Ravi Pandit, DIN number 000-75861, to hold office beyond the age of 75 years as a non-executive director and chairman of the board, liable by rotation with effect from March 29th, 2025. I now request Mr. S.B. Ravi Pandit, the chairman, to take up the further proceedings. Thank you, Ravi.
Thank you, Anand. So there are 6 resolutions on which members are requested to vote. The resolution shall be deemed to be passed today, subject to the receipt of the requisite number of votes. Members are now requested to vote on each resolution given in the notice through e-voting. I request the moderator to open the e-voting platform during the AGM. The results of the voting will be announced within the next 2 working days from the conclusion of this AGM. The board of directors have appointed Mr. Jaivan Bhave, proprietor of J.B. Bhave and Company, practicing company secretaries, to scrutinize the votes cast in this meeting and through remote e-voting and submit a report thereon. I authorize the company secretary to receive the results of e-voting by the results of voting by e-voting as well as e-voting during the AGM from scrutinizers and to countersign the same. Also the company secretary is authorized to declare the results of the voting and submit it to the stock exchange and place them on the website of company and of NSDL. I would now like to end by sincerely thanking all of you for joining this AGM. And I now declare the proceedings of this meeting will be concluded 15 minutes after the e-voting period. Members who are present through VC or OAVM and have not cast their votes by remote e-voting may cast their votes now. With that, I would like to conclude this meeting. I want to thank you all for your continuous affection for this company, and we look forward to our great future together. Thank you very much.